Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to go through Psalm 139 verse 13 to 16. And it says, "For you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret. Intricately woven in the depth of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there were none of them." Now, I want to go through this this passage, kind of verse by verse, and really get to grips with what it means, because I think there is some very important lessons about purpose, and I think it is such an important topic, and something that the devil can really use in kind of our moments of weakness. So I wanted to dig into this a bit more today. And let's start with verse 1. "For you formed my inward parts, you knit me together in my mother's womb." So, what does that mean? Obviously, we can see here that it's saying that God formed us in our mother's womb. Now, what does that actually mean for us? Well, I wanted to point out the fact that God took the time to intricately form us in our mother's womb. There is so much intention behind this, and He Himself took the time to form us, to form every part of us. And again, so much intention behind this. It almost makes me think of in Christianity we often use kind of the analogy of the potter, and I love that, like the thought of when a potter comes to make his work, to make his craft, and complete his or hers and I love this because this really reminds me of kind of in Christianity we use the analogy of the potter a lot, and I really think this is kind of the same thing, and it's almost that idea that when a potter comes to sit down for making a plate or whatever it's going to make, the ceramic, um, there is so much intention behind that, almost like sitting down to create it. They've thought about it, they have an idea in their head what they want to do, and that's what God does for us. That's what God has done for us, is that intention in making us and forming us. We are not here by accident, and there was so much intention behind our existence and so much purpose behind God forming us and making us in our mother's womb. And that leads me on to verse 14, which says, "I praise you, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made." Now, I do not care what the devil has been saying to you. I don't care what you think about yourself, in the sense that if you think you're pretty, if you're not pretty, if you think that you fit into society standards or not, whatever it is, no matter what, that truth of being formed in God, by God, that still stands. That verse does not change if you don't fit into society, if you're not in the popular friend group, if you're not the prettiest girl or most handsome boy or whatever, person with the best looks. You are still formed by God. God still intentionally formed you. He created you the way that He intended you to be. You look the way that He intended you to look. And I personally don't think anyone is ugly. I think everyone is so beautifully and intricately made. And I want you to get that message as well, is that it doesn't matter what society says. It doesn't matter what society says you should look like, or where you should be in life. You are exactly where God wants you in life. So again, I don't care what the devil has been telling you. I don't care what society has been telling you. The truth of that first verse still stands, and nothing will change that. And I love how it is right after that. And we go on to verse 15 and 16, which says, my frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depth of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there were none of them. Now, again, I just want to drive in the idea that there was so much intention that, as we can see here, like, God sees you. He knows you. He knows you by name. He knows the number of hairs on your head. He hears you. He knows you. And even beyond that, he cares. He cares about you. And I just wanted to finish off with a famous verse, Jeremiah 29:11, which says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a home. And I just wanted to finish off with that. Like I said, it kind of, it wraps it all up nicely, and I just really hope that this video has been a blessing to you. Like I said, the last one, I don't know who's going to see this. I don't know what God has in store for these videos, but if you've seen it, I hope and pray that it's a blessing to you. And I just pray that this truth, this simple truth, will keep coming back to your mind, that God will keep showing you. And the devil really tries to get in, and you are so loved and cherished by God that the devil will do anything to make you think that he's not, that God doesn't care about you. And I just pray, once again, that this truth will really set into your heart, that you will really truly understand how God sees you, that you will see yourself through God's eyes, the one who created you, that formed you, that took that time to form you in your mother's womb, to understand you, to plan out your days, to have that care of you, to think about what he's doing. God formed you in the womb knowing who you will become. And I just wanted to remind you of that. And once again, I hope it's just been a blessing, and see you in the next one.